a mine is a nation-building project, why not universal pharmacare? Learn about the big push to get Mark Carney behind it. So apparently, digging holes in the ground is nation-building, but making sure Canadians don't have to choose between groceries and insulin, that's controversial. Make it make sense, Canada. Welcome back to Canada Bulletin, where we dig into the stories that make you go, wait, what? And today we're talking about Pharmacare, Mark Carney, and why politicians will move mountains, literally, but won't touch your pharmacy bill. Buckle up, this one's spicy. Let me paint you a picture. It's 2019. Dr. Eric Hoskins, former health minister, actual doctor, guy who's seen some stuff, drops a report that's basically the Pharmacare blueprint Canada desperately needs. He calls it nation-building, bold, visionary, the kind of language that should make politicians fall over themselves to implement it. Fast forward to 2025. Mark Carney becomes Prime Minister, and suddenly nation-building is his entire brand. Mines? Nation-building. Pipelines? Nation-building. Infrastructure? You better believe that's nation-building. But Pharmacare, the thing an actual healthcare expert called nation-building 6 years earlier? Crickets. I'm sorry. Are we building a nation or a mineral export business? Because I'm confused. Let's talk about what Pharmacare actually is, because apparently we need a refresher course. Canada, sweet, polite, healthcare bragging Canada, is the only developed country with universal healthcare that doesn't cover prescription drugs. Let that sink in. We'll pay for your surgery, but the pills you need afterward? That'll be $400, thanks. It's like ordering a pizza and being charged extra for the box. Make it make sense. Dr. Hoskins' 2019 report wasn't some fever dream scribbled on a napkin. This was a comprehensive, costed, peer-reviewed roadmap showing how Canada could save billions with AB while ensuring nobody has to ration their heart medication like it's Depression-era butter. The numbers? Chef Hoskins. Canadians spend $34 billion annually on prescription drugs. A universal system would save roughly $5 billion per year. 1 in 5 Canadians can't afford their prescriptions. People are literally taking half doses or skipping meds entirely. But sure, let's invest in another lithium mine instead. Because nothing says taking care of citizens like exporting raw materials while your population plays pharmacy roulette. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Because there's a massive push happening right now. Like today, to get Mark Carney to remember that Pharmacare exists. And the people leading this charge? They're not messing around. Mark Carney, former Bank of England governor, former Bank of Canada governor, current Prime Minister, guy who literally knows how to count money better than anyone in the country. He loves talking about nation building. Loves it. Can't stop, won't stop. But when advocacy groups, healthcare professionals, and literally Dr. Hoskins himself start saying, hey, Mark, remember Pharmacare? That nation-building thing. Suddenly it's all, we need to study this further, and fiscal responsibility, and let's focus on critical minerals. Because here's what qualifies as nation-building in Carney's Canada. Mining projects that benefit shareholders. White-heavy check mark, nation-building. Oil infrastructure that's been controversial for decades. White-heavy check mark, nation-building. Making sure grandma can afford her diabetes meds. Crossmark, we'll look into it. The math isn't mathing. This is a guy who's built his entire career on economic strategy and somehow universal pharmacare, which would save money, improve productivity, and reduce healthcare costs, isn't on the priority list. But here's why this matters more than ever and why advocates are absolutely not letting this go. The push to get Carney behind Pharmacare isn't just idealistic healthcare advocates shouting into the void. This is strategic, it's urgent, and honestly, it's about holding politicians to their own language. Let's break down why Pharmacare is actually nation-building. 1. Economic productivity. When people can't afford medication, they get sicker, miss work, end up in emergency rooms, which cost the system way more. Pharmacare isn't just compassionate, it's fiscally smart. You know, the thing Carney supposedly cares about? 2. Reducing inequality. Right now, whether you can afford life-saving medication depends on your job, your province, and basically your luck. That's not healthcare. That's a lottery. Universal Pharmacare would level the playing field, Kinda seems nation-building-ish, no? 3. Negotiating power. A single-payer system means Canada could negotiate drug prices like other countries do. Right now, we're getting absolutely fleeced by pharmaceutical companies because our system is fragmented. Carney loves negotiations. He literally did it professionally. So where's that energy here? And here's the kicker. Dr. Hoskins' report already solved the how do we pay for this problem. It's funded. It's planned. It's ready to go. All it needs is political will. So when advocates are pushing Carney to embrace Pharmacare, they're essentially saying, you claim you want to build a nation? Cool. Here's the blueprint. Here's the budget. Here are the outcomes. Now do it. But will he actually listen? That's the multi-billion-dollar question. Here's what's wild about this whole situation. Pharmacare has majority public support. Like, overwhelming support. Across party lines, provinces, age groups, Canadians want this. The NDP made it a condition of their supply and confidence agreement with the previous government. There's already legislation in motion. The groundwork is done. But there's always this gap between what politicians say they value and what they actually prioritize. Carney can talk about nation-building until he's blue in the face, but if that doesn't include ensuring people can afford to stay alive, then it's not nation-building. It's just nation-branding. The advocates pushing for this aren't naive. They know political capital is finite. They know there are competing priorities. But they also know that if you can move heaven and earth for a mining project, you can damn well figure out Pharmacare. And honestly, if Carney wants his nation-building legacy to mean something beyond resource extraction and infrastructure, Pharmacare is his golden ticket. It's popular, it's practical, and it was literally handed to him on a silver platter 6 years ago. So that's where we're at, Canada. A healthcare expert called it nation-building before it was cool. The public wants it. The framework exists. And now it's up to Mark Carney to decide if nation-building means taking care of people or just building things. What do you think?